leveled and loaded really well. So it's a bit dirty. My field is an absolute swamp, and even my shelter that I tack up in is completely under muddy silt at the moment. So I'm hoping I've got enough time when we get here to give him a little clean off, just make him a bit more presentable while I've got some concrete to stand him on, and then hopefully we'll have a lovely lesson. So we've arrived at Pepperwood Park, and as you can see, Elfie is absolutely filthy. Look at his lovely muddy head. I've got about half an hour, 40 minutes before the lesson, so I'm just going to try and give him a bit of a clean off as much as I can, without him getting cold, because it is chilly. It'll be clean underneath here, but yeah, it's just his head and neck and his legs. So yeah, going to just try and give him a quick spruce up before I put his bandages on and tack up. So my lovely friend Adele came along with me, and she helped me set up the pivot so that we could record. I haven't used the pivot inside here before, and actually I think next time I'll put it in a slightly different position because it got a bit confused with the column on the side of the wall. So it's a little bit stuck sometimes, but anyway. So yeah, we managed to get most of the footage that I wanted to get, but yeah, you'll have to excuse it a few times. It sort of gets a little bit stuck. So we always start off with a lot of lateral work to warm up, and it really helps to get his hindquarters engaged. So Rafael is always shouting different directions at you, and you really have to have your wits about you and listen carefully to make sure you're going where you should be going, because it's a lot of different changes of direction and different markers and different exercises. So if you find watching the walk work a bit boring, I can understand that, but actually I've left it in the video because I thought some people would really be interested to know how to do this kind of warm-up and the different things that we worked through to get the paces and the striding, and you know, just get him working properly gradually over the first sort of 20 minutes of the lesson. You'll see as we progress through doing more of these movements, his back becomes a little bit softer through the movements, and he's just listening more and off my leg, and he's just sort of a bit more uphill as well. So yeah, it really does work. I like these lateral exercises. So the other good thing about doing a lot of this lateral work and all of these changes within the movement, so you know, 1 minute we're doing travers, then we're doing half pass, then we're doing leg yielding, constantly swapping like this keeps his brain engaged. He can be quite fussy in his mouth, and you know, when he gets bored he messes around, and his walk work is particularly an issue with this. So the more we're changing his bend around my leg and getting him to concentrate, it really helps stop him doing that sort of flicking his head and just messing around with his mouth.
The satellite and hard basket. So now first bend flexion from the left, direction, come down to move. You see the corners where it is wrong? No problem, you continue. And you correct this one. Now leave the track of leg in the back. So left leg, flexion left, leg up to center. Come on. Leg. And now again, half pass left. Flexion left, open left, move it forward. Now, right leg behind left leg. Can you feel that? Yes. This is how you correct that drop. By doing the leg in on the other direction. Now, drop, angle, rise, come. Yes. Make a big circle here. 20-meter circle. Well done. Next. Beautiful. Maintain this balance. Very nice balance. Beautiful neck. Beautiful strength there. One more circle, please. Well done. Well done. Yes. 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 Now continue straight over your arm. Very nice connection. By the keep back all the way straight. Super job.
So I'm really pleased with this trot work. I do struggle with the contact with him and keeping my hands still, because we do tend to sort of battle against each other a little bit in terms of the stillness, and if my hands aren't still, he pulls or sort of kind of moves against me a lot, and vice versa. When he pulls, it obviously makes it hard for me to keep my hands still, so it's an ongoing progress, but this trot was pretty good for us.
Very nice connection. By the keep back all the way straight. Super job. All the way straight. Very nice. Well done. First connection. Back keep. Yes. And again straight. Corner. And again keep the track. Center line. And again leg left. Open your leg wrist to reach the shoulders in the leading position. Go. Go. Down. Continue the shoulder in. So hands right side of the leg. Right. Continue. Party and straight.
I really like how Raphael reminds you to praise the horse as well, so quite often at the end of an exercise he'll say pat him, which is really good to remember. This is a pretty good shoulder in for us.
Beautiful. Change your whip to the left side. Yes. Now quarters in right. Now your left leg back. Yes. And then straight. Like that. And you do the same job in the next strap. Shoulder in along the track first. Yes. Your both hands want to come on the right side. Yes. And now change your both hands want to be to the left side. Now quarters. You pull the corner. Yes. That's the right way to do it. Come on. And now straight ahead. Center line. Feet and jump. Yeah. Come on. Now change your line. Touch. And straight. Can you feel that? Yeah. Okay. Keep riding on your left hand. Yeah. Now when you leave the track, you make some sort of leg. So push your left. Yeah. Can you feel that? And now straight. Yeah. You do that, and you do the circle left. Okay? Now. We don't change that when you do leg lifts. Everybody do the change. We do this to make more supple, the whole leg, more strength. Now we are ready to go to the next step. Shoulder in and along the track.
So here the pivot has just lost us as we've come past too close, but it does pick us up again.
Your flexion in the leg is good. Come on.
Keeps losing it for some reason.
And now for the seat.
Sure why. Every now and again it says searching for horse. It's like it can't. I don't know. It's really cool. It's clever, isn't it?
And we do the same job again on the next track. Keep right. And now, flexion left, leave the track. Upper center. Leg you. And then left hand. Okay, now we do circle time with no leg down, with forwards. Yeah, good left. Change your eye on top. That is perfect. Yeah, nice. No flexion. And again, keep the track. Now change your eye on top and switch left. Very good. Flexion before you move down. Yes. And right. Yes.
It was a bit difficult to keep going here because he was obviously trying to have a poo mid-trot, which wasn't ideal.
Flexion left. Long range. Flexion left, sir. left leg kick. Sorry, big circle. Yeah, leg kick. So flexion left, side away. Yes.
So here we're just working on getting him to stretch down and relax through the neck a little bit.
Now one break to walk. Walk, sit down, and walk. One break. Well, you see in the left, when you do the circle, you can do this sliding leg kick. This will help a lot for the balance. Not like this. Just a little. Because he's more stiff in the left, he was to fell with the left shoulder. Then to do that, it works very well. Circle walk, three rings. And then our next step will be the hands. Okay? But before the hands up, I want to do some half pivots. So turn around and
My hair bobble was falling out of my hair here, so I just had to stop quickly and tie my hair up again.
So with belly, flexion left, open right wrist, control the outside shoulder, leg back, and walk, small, then full back. Yes.
So now we're working on the walk pirouettes. This is something we struggle a little bit with in our tests. We don't always get the best marks for this. So I'm definitely going to try and do some more of this in my other lessons and also hopefully in my next lesson with Rafael. I'm actually wearing a brand new pair of Iborio boots as well, so they, as you can see, they're quite tall behind the knee because they haven't dropped properly yet, but they are comfortable enough straight out of the box even to wear for a long lesson like this without rubbing, which is good.
Ready now for cat. So your outside leg inside. Yes. And then your wheel is your circle. Then continue straight in the cat, all the way around. Yes, nice canter. Nice canter. And again, we don't see make a big circle.
I feel his counter work has really improved a lot since our last lesson with Rafael, so I think he did notice a difference in his way of going, which was good.
Yes, yes. What we do now, out of that, center line, and your leg is right in canter. Keep your right leg back. And now, leg in.
So I'm pretty chuffed with this canter leg yield. It looks pretty soft and we're managing to keep the impulsion going, which can sometimes be a problem.
Now change your weight.
I got him on the internet.
Oh, really?
COVID.
Make a big circle first, and then your next step will be just slightly shoulder in on track. And then take a little off the way circles, and then quarters in after that. So first your shoulder in, keep your right leg, contact back, bit. Yes, 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 yes. Then after that, circle.
So the next exercise we worked on was moving his quarters around and starting to do quarters in on a circle. This is sort of a step towards starting our flying changes, which is something I really want to crack this year.
Okay, and now let's try some quarters in on circle, just to start to collect the canter. Come on, open right wrist and quarters in. Your wing touching behind. Quarters, 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 shoulders. More stopping the shoulder, more quarters in. Yes, quarters, quarters, quarters. And now trot transition. Over back. Yes, yes, yes. And now walk transition. Try to do now quarters in walk. So leave the track. The main thing is open your right hand and to slow the shoulders and to read the quarters.
So we weren't quite getting it in the canter, so he slowed us down to a walk and we went through it in walk first and then went back to the canter afterwards.
When we can do that, don't make the circle too small. This is to keep the big circle. Again, quarters in. If you can feel that, then we have much more under control of the collective hand. And then out of that, we have a much better simple change and then flying change. Still quarters in on the circle. Your line is here, so don't allow to go there. Your line is here. Your line is with me, like this, with me. His leg in front, the other leg. Come. We will be touching now. Again. Can you feel it? Yeah. Again. 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 Yes. Continue. Yes. Yes. And out of that, make a half pivot. Now, half. Hold it back. Hold it back. Right leg. Pass it. Now, right leg. Can you feel that? Now. Yeah, this on the counter will work a lot to improve the connection. Drop to the right and then the counter over. Circle, leave the track, and drop. Yes, sometimes flexion on the left. Because the speed ready is on the left. Okay, ready to the counter. On the car. Inside, beautiful. And then circle in counter. Beautiful jump, beautiful seat, beautiful legs there.
Always nice to be told you've got a beautiful seat. Whoopee!
Yeah, keep the jumping, keep the canter connection. Yes, and then straight ahead. Yes. Now legging, open the ring. Yes, yes, this is very important. Collect it back with flexion sometimes left. And again, big circle, flexion right. Yes, sit back and straight. After your circle, again your center line and your leg left. Beautiful for your balance. And again, leave the track. Your first steps should be straight. And now your leg in up to the left. Ah, this is very nice. And then straight all the way in this. Your next step should be shoulder in along the track. Yeah, and come back here to letter B, and we do quarters in, hunches in canter. Now, yes, 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 center line, hand pass, beautiful.
I was really pleased with all this canter work. He tried so hard.
Open the left brain, flexion right brain, counter canter. Whip and left leg back. Counter canter. Continue counter canter. Counter canter. Counter counter, counter counter, diagonal line, leave the track, medium counter, go. Okay, now come back on the circle. Now the jump should be down in your traverse circle. This is not so easy, try. Yes, quarters in with your left ring, more holding back, whip leg, come on again. Yes, better, and again a bit more.
So it's really nice because Rafael does give you a lot of praise as well when you get things right. So it's always good for your confidence, I find, because some trainers can be a little bit full of loads of instructions and don't really praise you that much. And, you know, we all want to feel like we're doing it right, don't we?
Flexion right, please. Yes, yes. Push whip, touch, flexion left, chain, whip, flexion in the neck to the left. Yes, leg, flexion to the right. Right leg, come on. Yes. Flexion on the left. Yes. And now, turn left. Flexion on the right. And now sit down and walk transition. Lock in the neck. Give it 1 minute. Step policy to serpentine, look to the left and walk in the center line. Your right leg stay up. And now we'll walk. Go.
This is something I definitely struggle with in tests with him, trying to do simple changes where you need to come back to walk from canter. We do struggle with this and end up with jogging steps in between. So yeah, work in progress.
Yes, yes, nothing. And takes the wheel to the other side. And now we have quarters in, walk to the right. So not too much flexion. You need to control that. Wing touch. Continue, quarters in. Continue. Now straight. And then jump to counter in the car. From walk to counter. Take it easy. Wait a second.
That was actually quite a nice transition, but the pivot lost us there.
Prepare your legs and
Whoopsie, wrong leg there. We are getting better with our leads now. It's much rarer that we get a wrong one these days.
Yeah, this will help you to the leg. Quarters in. Whip it, touching behind. And again, we do the serpentine with 4 loops and 3 transitions. Again, leave the track, collecting back with your legs. Go, leg, and go. Here's now we go. Wait, count. Don't let me, that's it. Yes, the leg, and the wall. Okay, and now, count the left, right back, left, forward. Go. Yes, well done. There was nearly half period there. And then the wall.
Nearly a half counter pirouette there.
Go wall. Counter right, left back, right forward. Yes, and now quarters in along.
You can really see he's starting to get to grips with the transitions now, and they're a lot tidier, and he's not sort of flicking his head up and hollowing as much, so we're getting a much rounder transition, which looks much nicer and feels much nicer to ride as well.
And now trot transition. Collection. Yes. Back.
So to finish off, we did some baby piaffe steps and also then went on to some medium trot work after that.
And then straight. And again. On track. Left. Whip. Behind. All the time behind. Now, come on legs. Whip.
So when he's saying whip, this isn't like a hit the horse thing, it's a light tap, but on his quarters in time with the stride, just to try and get him to pick his hind leg up.
Open right knees, keep the flexion. Very good. Look ahead to the chain your whip on this side. And now your whip on the piaffe. Touch it, collect it. And again, trot straight. Okay. Wait for the next strap to do the same job. Collect it. Shouldering in the reins. Flexion on the right. And now, piaffe steps. Asking more, whip, and drop. Okay. And again, flexion, right, and whip, and left. Count.
So obviously this degree of collection is quite difficult for him, which is why we're literally doing a couple of steps and then trotting onwards.
And pass right, please. Oh, flexion right, open left. Yes, open left. So the quarters will pick up. We change on the left. And now the arm is coming. Come on. We touch. Then you can keep straight. Yeah, and then straight. And head on the track. And again, flexion on the left. Okay. Flexion, head to the left. And now, piaffe steps. Come on, you. Now, then again straight. Now, that's good. Go. Party. Straight ahead. Keep the flexion left. And open right hand. And again, the piaffe steps. Ready? Go in. Leg, touch with, yes. Yeah, that's it. And again, one more time. That was good. Once again, piaffe step. Come. And shot. That was straight ahead. Control again. And we have again your piaffe. And after the next one. Now, prepare it and do it. Left and win. One more. Yes.
I was really happy with this one here.
Nicely drop. Up and down. We need to do now the medium drop. This is the last step always. Yeah, shorten the leg a bit.
So now that we've worked on all these bits of small collection with the little baby piaffe steps, now it's sort of really got his hindquarters engaged, and we can work on the medium trot, which should be more expressive because of that.
Go, drop, go. Yes. And then come back. And again, connection. Little bit whip, hands down. And then diagonal line. Medium shot. So go. Super job.
Oh, go Elfie, what a good boy.
Chain your leg in the trot. Chain your whip. Yes, and then there you are. Come on. Run down legs. again, please. So long the reins. Long the reins. Yes. Then shoulder in with long reins.
And to finish off, we did a sort of cool down with longer reins and just getting him to stretch down a bit and relax down, just to sort of finish off the session in a nice way, but also still keeping him moving and keeping the flexion going with the bend to either side, just keeping his muscles moving nicely.
Come on, keep riding when you're riding. Keep riding, look all the rides. Yes. Flexion right, left now. Come on. Now. Come on, don't lose the contact. So open the hands. Open the hands. The flexion left, left. Yes, yes. Now change. Yes, open hands. Yes, yes. Now left. Yes, flexion left. Open hands. Keep the flexion. When you have a long range, you need open hands. Yeah, and then shoulder in without raise like that. Shoulder in, open hands. Okay.
So it was really chuffed with him. He went in there with a really mature attitude today. Didn't even look at any of the huts and the markers, flower pots, like the first couple of lessons I had. He was a little bit looking at the things like that and a bit tense, but today he was just in work mode. Can't fault him, he was just so well behaved. So I'm really chuffed with him. I think Rafael seemed to think there was some good improvement from last time, which is always what you want to hear. So yeah, just going to give him some biscuits now, untack him, give him a wash down because he's very sweaty, and yeah, get him loaded and get home. So a huge thank you to Adele for coming along with me to help and to keep an eye on the pivo and the recording, and also a big thank you to Sussex Lusitanos and Rafael for arranging the clinic. It was really great fun, and we'll be back soon, hopefully.